Hello, everybody. It's old pal Brian. It's a little after 7 a.m. Friday, August 7th, and this is my third day in a row flying, which is, frankly, it's a little insane. Let's see if I can find another towel. The old timber is a lovely Oh, there's one right there. It's so funny. I talk about growing up poor. This towel that I'm fixing to lay down would have been amazing as a kid, and I laugh because it's what we consider a junk towel, and I won't throw them away because there ain't nothing wrong with it. Anyway, holy moly, just been having an unexpected blast flying the last couple of days. And I know some of it hinges on, not crashing so much. But, yeah, just been really nice. The weather's been amazing. And I was telling my wife yesterday, I said, I think, I worked outside for a living. I got bit for a living, right? And I used to feed mosquitoes. And if any of those mosquitoes had... Ooh. Okay, 16.7. If any of the bugs had malaria or any other heinous disease process, I'd have damn sure got it. But the first month coming out here and just getting chewed up is no bueno. Also, you have to, when you come out, man, you gotta, as quick as you can stand it. I'm gonna try 2 cameras today. I've got I think I might have told you I got ripped off by our friends at eBay for what effectively is a double off-brand Mobius. And in the end, when I contested the authenticity of it, they says, oh, you can just keep it. Well, there you go. So I think it's either .avi or .mpg, but it had a bad battery in it. And of course, just like that, I lose my train of thought. The joys of the aging process.
16.7 volts.
Anywho, had a blast yesterday flying, and just a joy. It was nice to see Ralph get out. About Ralph, sends me a note this morning. His lovely wife Helen has finally got some relief from her sciatica, and I can't tell you how jazzed I am that she is getting some relief.
Stabilization.
We're not going to fly into the sky that way. Okay, got a 3 to 5 coming out of the south, which is really nice, because I may attempt to fly. I flew that paramotor for 30 minutes yesterday. Actually, I think 34 minutes.
Throttle active.
Ran it low. I really need to consider the virtues of going in and setting up 2 things. I need to taking off, he said to nobody in particular. Need to go ahead and set up call-outs, or voltage call-outs for low voltage, because I was running my mouth and
16 volts.
I'm like, did I hear 9 volts? 9 volts bad. Timby. I need to do that. I've told y'all 300 times I need to go ahead and set up flaps in the twatter. so I can get it in slower. That would be nice. But yeah, we'll see if I feel like flying the
16.1 volts.
paramotor once again. That's another one. Really, if I had it in me when I get home, what I need to do is take go ahead and do the low voltage call outs for the paramotor, and then take my wife's blow dryers. I don't need a lot of heat, and reallocate the position
16.9 volts.
of the weights that I have, because I think it sits too far forward in the sling that is the fan assembly. But back to Helen, I'm so pleased that she's getting some relief. Basically, when she broke her fibula or tibia, I don't know which one it is now, she had
15.7 volts.
aggravated her sciatica by, you know, the universe being all different and everything, and having to walk around in a boot. No relief from the little bit of meds they give her, and we're in this awkward position now in the United States where what's happened is the FDA allowed physicians to
15.6 volts.
overly prescribe opiates, and basically, you know, big pharma and the federal government allowed basically the mass murder of a whole bunch of people. And that's just tragic. It really is. And in doing so, now nobody wants to prescribe pain meds. We're in that other end of the pendulum swing, and it's just
15.8.
horrifying. It doesn't need to be that way. So now, you know, in the year 2026, you have to suffer. Well, the problem with that is that if you're not sleeping, you're not healing. It's very simple. If you're up at night in pain and misery and woe, you're not healing. You're not.
15.3 volts.
And she's been days on this. Days and days. But she's tough and northern stock, and finally ended up going to the doctor yesterday, and hopefully they give her, yeah, it doesn't have to be horse tranquilizers or ketamine or even an opiate. They make a whole bunch of different meds you can use now that allow for
15.3 volts.
relief of chronic pain that doesn't cause you to hang out on street corners with a "will work for opiate" sign. What else? Gonna rain all weekend, and I always have a plan B for rain. Always looking forward to it. Hanging out with the wife and dogs, and
15.3 volts.
my friends have a name for sitting around in your house in your skivvies watching Netflix. They call it hoteling. My young friends. Shouts, rowdies. Hope y'all are dealing with the lack of Dale. I have to imagine that young McKenna and Vanessa have everything under control. I'm guessing. I don't know. Hopefully Gail is enjoying being with Josh's sister. And hopefully Dale is enjoying his time cut off from the rest of us maniacs, and just enjoying in situ with the lovely people that you're with in situation. Mama Olson and the whole community piled together to welcome you guys back. It's pretty cool of Mama Olson making y'all a big breakfast every morning. That's awesome. Timby. Boy, the forum got quiet. I told y'all when when nobody's talking back and forth, it seems like the peanut gallery likes to come out and visit and post their stuff, but
14.8 volts.
once us obnoxious regulars are back, not so much. Timber. I've been rethinking Horizon Hobby, and I've said this a number of times. I got frustrated with them because they're so hit and miss, and basically they're about the only player
15.1 volts.
out there, and you just need to realize that they're humans and make stupid mistakes and aren't perfect and so on and so forth. Ralph is enjoying telemetry like you don't know. Puts you up in the air a third longer. It really does. In fact, I'm 2 seconds away while I'm still here ordering a
14.9 volts.
a proper telemetry unit for my parasail, because the one I have, as mentioned yesterday, was in my cunt Virgins, and they basically made a mini battery telemetry unit. Well, the problem is there's no diode in it, so when you plug it in backwards, it tries to set fire to itself, and also it's hell on the. I think I killed two. I did. I killed two receivers.
14.7 volts.
What is my low voltage call out? Do we know? Timber. Bristling with cameras, just bristling. I think I'm gonna stop by Ralph's on the way home. He has a mini Mobius. Steven, there we go. Steven gave me one time. I love that thing.
14.6 volts.
Unfortunately, it did not tolerate getting wet. So what I got to do with Ralph would hand it to me and he'd go, "Oh, it's dead and it's not charging and it doesn't do anything." And then and I remember him handing it to me the first time, and I was thinking, well, I think I know what's going on. You plug it into your laptop. When the laptop goes to sleep, it stops charging. So I bring it home anyway.
14.9 volts.
Put it on my good charger. Landing. Oh yes. Charged just fine. Ran for an hour. I did this the other day. Yesterday with it again. He says, "Nah, it's not holding a charge. I need a new battery," and I don't have one. He doesn't have one. Neither of us have one. I was going to pull it apart and see if I can lay hands on one. Well, it ran for an hour and 5 minutes. So what's happening is he's getting confused about the 3 buttons on there. I have a Sharpie that basically prints in white. I think my little double off-brand camera probably didn't run much.
15 volts.
But yeah, it's operator failure, and I went ahead and marked the 2 buttons that you need to use, and that should make it easy for him. And I sent him a note back telling him what I just told y'all, and he goes, "Well, you got to make it simple." And I know I know he hates that.
15.1 volts.
But the reality is you do. You got to make that stuff simple. I don't know if this one ran or not either. This one's getting so old, the rubberized coating on it is starting to get sticky. And I have done what I'm fixing to share with you in the past. And that's, you can buy another Mobius case for like $2. It costs more to get it here than it does to, for the case itself. I think I might do that though. So yeah, we got Ralph covered that way. Anyway, he sends me a note this morning, says his wife got the most rest she has had in weeks, and that he's going to stay home and do some housework and
15.1 volts.
had he thought about coming out more, he'd have charged his batteries, but he did not. So I sent him a response indicating that
Telemetry lost.
Monday will be a lovely day to fly. The morning, because it'll start degrading after that. So that's my new plan.
15.1 volts.
So we shall fly Monday, I hope. We have, like I said, a little less than 2 months left here, and it's almost horrifying how quickly that time flies. It really is. So I want to enjoy as much of it as I can. I need to get with
Flaps up. Stabilization on. Oh yeah. That was the right switch.
Ralph was eyeballing my
0 volts. Battery critical. Low battery. RSSI critical.
his eyeballing my truck yesterday.
Battery critical. Low battery. Battery critical. Low battery.
Looking at-
RSSI critical.
Looking at what we need to do. So most of it's simple. Ralph used to be a body man.
Battery critical. Low battery. RSSI critical. Battery critical. Low battery.
Let's set this aside. See if I'm causing my own spurious stuff here. There you go. Cause my own issues. So yeah, here when the weather clears up a bit, we will paint my truck where it needs to be painted. Told y'all GM was kind enough to use water-based paint. It's a very finite lifespan. I swear it's one more mechanism to try to get you to buy another vehicle. They do not like the likes of me, because I will hold on to a vehicle forever. Right, George? One of my screws on my wing is not seating correctly. And we need to make sure that thing is in. There we go. I love these Harbor Freight precision screwdrivers. They're really nice. Which way we flying out of here? That way? Okay. What's going on? Do I have a flap down? What is the deal?
Flaps half. Flaps up. Flaps down. Flaps up.
Huh. They're poised down just a little. Now, why is that? He wondered aloud.
Stabilization on. Oh yeah, that was the right switch. Oh yeah, that was the right switch. 16.8 volts. Flaps half. Flaps down. Flaps up.
Yeah, that makes me wonder whether my little, you know, they put these nice little plugs in your wings to do a quick connect, but the downside is that they don't always work. I don't use flaps right now, so we're going to just fly it anyway.
Throttle active. Reflex.
Huh.
16.8.
Wind is coming out of due west. Taking off. Water. So 2 months left ish, less, not real sure.
16.1 volts.
Like 15 or 50 something days, 56, 57. Water. Water. What else? Oh, it got up to almost, well, I think it was 90 yesterday, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which for those of you that use Celsius, that's
16.1 volts.
1 million degrees. Holy moly. Stopped by the store on the way. I use lists, Alexa shopping list, and I use Google Keep. And funny thing is even with that, I end up forgetting stuff. So, stopped by the grocery store yesterday, picked up some goodies. Actually, I had to pick up some alcohol for my wife, tequila, and I couldn't have had it delivered anyway because they don't do that. Water.
16 volts.
Tell you what I will do is between flights here, I'm going to take this thing and reattach the left wing and reseat it and see if that doesn't give me some relief. Maybe. Yeah, since I don't use flaps right now, I just might fly it. Water.
volts.
Flew this thing, I don't know, 20 something minutes yesterday all told. Pretty cool. Thank you, McMoyer. On yesterday's exceptionally long blather video, I had indicated that I corrected my time and date stamp, so hopefully that's squared away. I only worry about it on this. The Mobius and all that other stuff, I ain't worry about it anymore. I don't have any measure now to, the Mobius used to have a little applet that you could go ahead and change some parameters in.
15.6 volts.
Yeah, not no more. Does not work on Windows 11 or 12 or whatever I got. Yeah. Water. What's nice is the time and date stamp on here is relatively unobtrusive, which I'm super happy about. It doesn't glare at you. It's down the bottom left, where it needs to be.
15.5 volts.
I mentioned next month, the club picnic. That's the 19th, with a rain day of the 20th. Rain date. When I traveled over to Europe, specifically Great Britain, I had a little card called the Oyster card. And that was prepaid Subway tube tube stuff.
15.3 volts.
And I've kept it in my little wallet because it keeps my cards from getting scratched on either end of my Double Off brand money clip wallet that I bought myself for $15 from Amazon, and it's amazing. No more giant George Costanza wallet. No more. That's so awesome. Excuse me. And one of the other things it's good for, and I should use it, and I might use it on this one because I keep tearing my Velcro off, which is you can just
15.3 volts.
put that card between two pieces of Velcro, and it just scoots it right out without tearing the Velcro loose. And I have a need really to correct that behavior on this one because I'm tearing the Velcro off the wing all the time. It's annoying. So all I do is I put another layer of foam tack on there, and it ends up creating quite the pile of foam tack up underneath there, which really doesn't help it stay, and it makes it worse.
15 volts.
It's water. What do you say we go ahead and line up? Line up.
Volts.
Coming around. Allergies have abated by, I don't know, 80% at least. And it's a combination of things, I think. The Canadian fires were probably irritating my eyes. That's where I was getting most of my eye irritation. But the rest of it's probably plants, like lupins. And a lot of their springtime plants now are no longer in bloom. So that gives me an enormous amount of relief. Landing eventually. Oh, lovely. Yeah, I need flaps. Not bad enough to, actually configure it for it, but I need flaps. Yeah, Spectrum radios have worked perfect for
oh yeah, that was the right switch. Throttle disabled. 15.1
for Ralph.
volts.
I think that's his best bet. And his DX6 is doing wonderfully. Alright, that's been taken care of. Let's just shut Mr. Camera off in situ, speaking of the devil. I had to solder one of my 10-year-old solder joints in my battery charger, an XT60 connector, and it's so nice. I keep forgetting that the XT60, the new ones come with like a base on them that allows you to not have to use unbelievably cheesy heat shrink to cover up your solder connectors. Yeah, it makes me happy. Let's see what we got here.
Flaps down.
Yeah, there's something wrong. I have a switch configured somewhere.
Flaps down. Flaps up. 15.2 volts. Stabilization on. Stabilization off. Stabilization on.
We shall check that out in just a minute. Yeah, I told y'all I'm too lazy to create a new configuration for each plane, so I just rob the old ones. It's a wee bit embarrassing behavior,
Telemetry recovered.
and sometimes comes back to bite me.
Flaps down.
No, sir.
Flaps up. 16.8 volts. Oh yeah, that was the right switch. Flaps half. Flaps down. Flaps up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Low rates. Middle rates. Stabilization on. Stabilization off.
Let's see what we got here. Yep, stabilization is off.
Stabilization on.
And now it's on. Daddy likey stabilization.
16.8 volts.
I told you the water slide decals on here have done just what they're supposed to do. Slide off. And it's just on one wing with the Haviland Corporation insignia has
Throttle active. Reflex.
come off. Yeah, Ralph's funny. He went ahead and hooked his stuff up for Spicy again. And because Ralph actually knows how to fly. It's just, you know, being 82 years old and your body's screwing with you. So he's all happy with his PA-18, FMS PA-18, the full-size model, 5, 6, whatever it is. It's a nice plane. I like it. And where our friends at Hobby King liked, frankly, is with the Tundra, is that there's no dihedral in the Tundra, so it'll drop a wing. And I'm sure they considered this, you know, when they made it, but I don't know. Just so simple to add dihedral. Left my beautiful sleeping bride and her 2 dogs in bed with her. She's in the hog heaven, asleep. So I bought groceries yesterday and forgot some stuff. And I am a member of Walmart's Amazon style club, where they'll deliver you stuff for free. So last night before I went to bed, I went to my Amazon shopping list, which is a separate shopping list, and figured out what I forgot, say toilet paper. And all that stuff will be delivered today between 10 and 12 noon. Do I derive joy just like flying to the left and to the right? Yes, I do.
16 volts.
Oof, about stalled there, kids. I had to scratch my eye. Yeah, so if flying skills were 1 to 100, to this day, I think I'm a solid 74% in skill set. And that's not being hypercritical of myself. That's just, I don't fly inverted upside down. I don't know how to do that.
15.8 volts.
It makes me exceedingly nervous to take a plane up and do any weird stuff with it. A plane that I care about. Anyhow.
Volts.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a dying club. We did get, one new guy, a young guy, and he is now the treasurer. No, he's a secretary. He takes the notes. That's a nice fella, Justin. Red-haired wife and I think 3 red-haired kids. The park seems to be slowing down a bit.
15.4
50 amp up against the tree line is perfect. People are utilizing it rather heavily. The ones next to me, not so much, which is wonderful because you're having a park so close to each other, And I got dogs, and they are just jazzed in the morning when you get up. They're just jazzed out of their minds, and they're thumping around the rig. And I'm afraid next year when my friends Lenny and Jen bring their rig up, that they're going to be a little, not necessarily sorry, but they might have a little regret when they come stay directly next to me. Yeah, they won't get there until later either. I think they get there after all the bugs. They get there in either June or August. I can't remember which. Yeah, they have had enough of Arizona. Holy crap. Another shout. Oh, I did this the other day to Erna and Barry Fitzsimmons. Some of the most lovely people you'll ever have the occasion to know. Barry isn't aware of this. Well, he may be, but he probably forgot. But he has a doppelganger back home. I have a former reservist who's also my electrician and also gave me a dog, one of my favorite dogs, Allie. They look exactly like each other. It's crazy. They genuinely do. Landing. Oof.
15.5 volts.
Not bad.
That was the right switch.
Considering that I was starting to get a little nervous for some reason about flying. Hey, I'm going to go see if I can diagnose my flap issue just for fun, because that does make me nervous. And I'll be back. So, Dad, it's my job to get into stuff. It's what I do. Well, Ralph's wife is feeling a whole lot better. She stopped by the doc and got some proper pain meds. I'm pleased to see Helen is perking up as well. I remember some years ago he tells me, he goes, you know, them women folk, they do a lot more around the house than you might think.
Throttle active. Throttle active. 16.7.
So he's doing housework today, and I think we're going to come back out Monday morning. So if you're watching the web, see what we're up to, and this Monday morning might be it for some time. Hard to believe that's a cousin of a beer cooler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
16 volts.
Recycled beer cooler, isn't
I think beer coolers are cheaper.
it?
What you got going on today? Anything?
Long day yesterday. Debating whether to go to camp or not.
You thinking about going to camp? Is that what you said?
It's not like work. You get right there on the lake.
Sure.
Real nice couch there. fall asleep on
15.9
it.
volts.
How's the riding club doing? Everybody doing good out there?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good deal.
Fair work though tomorrow.
Yeah, and today is like the only real pretty day left, and then it's supposed to rain on the fair again. I hate that.
You're normal.
I don't show up when it rains like that. Does the rest of the world, you know, for the most part, they show up anyway and just try to have a good time?
16 volts.
That's good to hear. I tell you, Ralph has.
Run by totally different outfit too.
Yeah, I think we.
Don't really give a crap if we support them or not.
Yeah, you had mentioned that last year, which is so odd to me because what I would want, if I ran a fair, I would want everybody I could to get a warm butt out there buying tickets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense from a business point of view.
15.5 volts.
Did I tell you that Ralph is a high-tech redneck now? He's got telemetry, battery telemetry. He likes that. I told you what the old men out at my old flying club said. They go, what is that noise? I go, well, that's
15.5 volts.
battery telemetry. Tell me how much juice I got. Well, the reason I come out to the club is to get away from women harping at me. And you got a woman intentionally harping at you. Oh, they're funny. Next thing I know, they got telemetry.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Come out here to get away from them women yelling at me. You can. The cool thing about it is you can set it up for whatever you want on the, the Tyrannus, that sort of thing. You can set it up for whatever you want, so it'll either not call out at all, or you can flip a switch and make it call out. But I think I got this and just set every 45 seconds, and then once it hits low battery, it calls out automatically, and then that paramotor over there on the back of my truck, I flew that thing for 35 minutes yesterday. I didn't set up the battery call out on it correctly.
15.3 volts.
I ran it too low.
I think like it spirals in the ground if you get a parachute hanging on it.
No, what you do is you still have enough juice to
On the parachute.
try to bring it in, but it's hard on the battery because I'm running my mouth on my camera for my buddies around the world, and I go, did that thing just say 9.8 volts?
Yep.
15.1 volts.
I had to wait another 45 seconds, and I go, holy crap. It was not an expensive battery, but I don't want to kill it. So I took it home. It's just fine. Yesterday was one of the few times I actually got to oh, goddamn. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was a downdraft.
I didn't see anything.
That was a little downdraft.
15.1 volts.
Landing gear test.
Well, I ain't got your kind of landing gear. Mine's sissy landing gear. That PA-18's a real. I spent a lot of time working on it. They did a great job.
Yeah. I wish it had a tiny bit different gear on.
Tiny bit different
The
what?
one that's on the Carbon Cub actually works. But Mine, if you hit it too hard, it'll bend it.
Yeah.
But it's rugged. Doesn't take quite a whack.
Landing. Yeah, I seen it.
15.2 volts.
They advertise how tough it is. They run it into a chain link fence and then drop it off a cliff.
Clear.
Throttle hold. Throttle hold.
What's interesting about this is I have about 3 of these timber planes, and they whoever they had vend this stuff here, whoever they had vend it made out of Chinese monkey metal,
15.3
and it immediately breaks. Well, before I ever bought this, I spent $14 on this dude. What do you see? A break?
No,
Oh,
just
goodness.
grass.
Some dude, because what would happen is you'd have a hard landing and it would just break this stuff off that's supposed to keep it from collapsing. $14. He makes this on his 3D printer, and
Really?
and because the first thing it did was it broke these tabs off that keep it from just folding all the way in.
It'll flip forward.
Yeah. Hey, our friends that
15.4 volts.
Wonder if it stays as much as it does.
So where'd you say you're heading?
Oh, I gotta go to the farm, put potatoes. Maybe go camp, I don't know.
Well, it seems like you are feeling better since I seen you the other day. You what's that?
Big little pit there. A long day yesterday on the tractor all day.
Yeah, you got
Still
to
dark.
long days. The guy that runs
You know
my
it's bad when you drink hot water and think it's good.
any kind of water. It was hot as hell yesterday, wasn't it?
I ran out of fuel about 6 o'clock. Had to run past it.
Hey guys, your old pal Brian. It's 9 a.m. Sean come out, my buddy. That's Ollie's original daddy. That's who I bought Ollie from. And we just sat here and BS'd and didn't do anything at all worth talking about.
High rates. Low rates.
And I was just going to up and leave, but I'm like, I need to fly some stuff. So I have mentioned earlier I have groceries being delivered. So
Throttle active.
I got to get out of here in a few, but I need to fly a little bit more. It's just amazing me. Yeah, the breeze kicked all together, man. It really did. Oh, we talked about living and dying and how you honor your loved ones.
6 minutes.
Yeah, he's just turned 60, and like most normal human beings, he spends a lot of time worrying about what's going on right now and not the future, or even much in the past. And so he's turned 60, and that's tough on some people that don't occur in the world like I do. Yeah, I'm very perfunctory. Living's part of dying, dying's part of living. And there's a reason why I was able to retire at age 53. I lived light, didn't waste a lot of money. I kept the same wife, kept the same life, the house. That truck is like vehicle number 4. Yeah. And he unfortunately lost the love of his life some years ago, and
5 minutes.
And I like to challenge people. I go, if you could bring Tammy back just for a moment, what do you think? And you'd ask her, what would you like me to do? She would ask you to please continue living this life. That's exactly what she would say. Yeah, my wife was just horrified when her mother died, just horrified. And it damaged her. And I remember my mother's name was Mary, just a lovely lady. And I says, well, here, I want you to imagine something. Let's say we had Mary come visit us right now. What would you think she'd say about, Mama, how should I live my life? She'd say, to the fullest is what Mary would say. They want you to get out here and enjoy this life. They're gone. And they can't come back. But they want you to enjoy this life. And I think it's horrifying what people do to themselves. Yeah, you gotta think about that, man. Don't living's part of dying, dying's part of living. Now I say that, and I would be devastated if I lost my wife. But my wife and I talk about this, and we would try. What we would do is to try to live our life to its fullest extent. And I have humorous ways of which I discuss this. I've actually discussed it right here before, and that's it's called, the name of the story coming is called The Pool Boy. And I told my wife, I said, upon my untimely demise, if I find out that you spend more than what it costs to have me cremated, I says, I will come back and I will find a way to haunt you. I says, honey, you need to spend that money on the pool boy. Don't spend on some crazy lavish funeral, and don't fall into the doldrums. Now, under a certain amount of I firmly believe that there's a certain amount of time you need to go through the grieving process, all 8, 10, or 12 steps of it. But after that, you need to be spending that money on the pool boy. Yeah, don't be spending that money on some BS shrine to my amazingness. No. Have a remembrance, party, and talk about how unbelievably obnoxious I could be. But don't curl up and die. So when Sean left here today, what I told him is that I collect stories. I collect stories for a number of reasons. One of them is I care about my fellow man. I genuinely do care about them. The other reason is that you need to see how other people handle situations in this life. And invariably people are going to tell you their story. They're going to go, hey, listen, my wife died, my spouse died, or my dad died, whatever. But they're going to tell you their story. And if you don't think what happened to them can happen to you, can't happen to you, you're dreaming, man. So you need to learn from all these stories. And I said, Sean, what's cool about your story is it's a story of success. You might not think it is. You had a dad commit suicide young. He had a wife die of cancer. So that's some adversity, some profound adversity. And if you think you're going to walk away undamaged, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. But to honor the folks that came before us by trying to live this life not to its fullest, because I think that's horse feathers. I think some days when you get up, you just don't feel like doing anything, But there are some days you get up and you're like, I could probably... No, you need to go. I have to do this all the time. Yeah, I've lost my parents. I've lost all my parents, and grandparents, my friends. It's just, and I have zero, by the way, survival guilt. None. No, I'm put here, and I'm going to try to utilize this time as best I can. That's my mission. Utilize this time the best I can. And some days you do want to get up, and some days you don't. And do yourself a favor. Just every now and then, you're not going to want to get up. And you can stand down, but you find yourself doing that too much.
20 seconds.
You need to get up. You gotta go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
These batteries
5,
came from
4, 3, 2, 1. Timer 1 elapsed.
It came from China. Shock face. And they ended up getting shipped to Ooh's house. That's Tony by accident. And then he had to ship them to my house. I can't remember if I screwed up with eBay. It was an eBay purchase, but oh, these batteries are the best. The ones that Horizon sells are horrifyingly bad. These are not only a better battery, but they're a bigger battery. Oh, that's something I gotta do when I get home. I got to go through my batteries. Guys, I'm never home. I'm not. So I didn't get to fly as much as I would have liked to this morning, but oh my goodness, I just enjoyed, Sean's company, and he's a down-to-earth, decent, smart farmer, and he made me happy to listen to him this morning, because what he's doing is he's thinking about his future. And what that entails. His wife got a new state gig. They've got health insurance. Yeah, the Canadians just don't think of that. And understand this, the Canadians and the Brits and others, I think it's natural to, polish the turd. But the reality is that universal health care doesn't cover everything, and it's not a panacea. However, here in the States, what sucks is that there's just no basic health care. So you wait until you're so sick that you just can't stand it, and you go get looked at. And a kidney issue would be where I'd start with this. You are the working poor. Hell, you're working 2 jobs and you still don't have adequate health care coverage. And you start peeing a little blood. You're like, man, I ain't health insurance. And you tough it out. I'll get better. I'll drink some cranberry juice or whatever. And what ends up happening is the kidneys are going bad. And you wait until just the bitter end to go get looked at the ED, emergency department. And now you've let it get out of hand. And you're in renal failure. Well, in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, we ought to have some basic health care so that kind of stuff doesn't happen. And I'm not talking socialism. What I'm talking about is that the way hospitals work is that they are state and federally funded. So we're giving that money to the hospitals anyway for indigent care.
5 minutes.
Well, the money would be better spent by doing preventative maintenance and some basic health care measure than waiting until your patient is so. Now they still don't have money. They didn't miraculously get money when they're going into renal failure. Now you're talking about an enormous expense. So it's just good money after bad, bad money after good kind of foolishness that our government is into. They're spending my money incorrectly. If you just expand Medicare, and then you can go ahead and reduce indigent care, because now you got people coming in, and of course it's going to be a flood, right? There's going to be so many warm bodies, you're not going to know what to do as far as people coming in and starting to use the system. But it'll flush itself out after about a year or two, where people who get a sniffle won't come in just for sniffles, right? You need to let me be king for a day. All they need to do. Well, I got bit by another 2 black flies and never felt it on my leg. That's so crazy, because this thing probably ain't 800 millimeter, if I can see it so well. Yeah, I gotta get out of here after this one. because the delivery window from Walmart is between 10 and noon. Well, because I'm not there, it'll end up being earlier. I like this A10, man. I might have to, you know, they make about a half a dozen different versions
3 minutes.
from different companies and that sort of thing. There's one, is it Dynam, that sells it without rudders, which is absolute insanity. I wouldn't see these rudders. Yeah, what a great way to waste some of my flight time hanging out with Sean. He was in good spirits today. Boy, the other day he made me nervous. He said, "Man, my vision's blurry," and I'm like, "Oh, that ain't good." So he had a Coke, like a real leaded Coke, and it seemed to hook him up. I asked him, "Dave, how's your blurry vision?" He goes, not much. He had a big day yesterday. He hayed all day into the night. I might be able to fly this little joker at the track at the community center there in North Carolina. I don't know though, man. It's pretty tight. I do not have enough throw to do a loop. I tried. Out of here. A yellow fly. Oh, it's so hot. Probably 74, 75 degrees
1
now.
minute.
Beautiful. I think it's Fairchild something that actually built the real plane, and it's not as big as you would think physically. They talk about its great loiter time the other day. I'm like, I ain't got no great loiter time at all. I mean, compared to what?
Seconds.
Alrighty, landing, said to nobody in particular.
Seconds.
Yeah, I have a picture of me standing right up next to... Oh, damn it. I ejected my battery. That little bit of, you know, non-slidiness. What did my boy Sand Crab call this? He goes, you gotta do the plop. I do not have the plop down apparently. This will be fixed before I put it back in the truck. It's amazing. Alright guys, hey, thanks for hanging out with me. Not quite the flying extravaganza as I enjoyed the other day, but and I could leave some of this stuff. Well, I gotta stop by Ralph's charged, and I can fly out tomorrow, but I think I'm just gonna hang out. Hey, see ya. Alright?